Tonight on Newswire LA, we're coming to you from the campus of Westchester High School, where several forces are converging. A company dedicated to online education and learning, the video game industry, and traditional education. For what, you might ask? For something called the Digital Living Project. Stay tuned. All of this and more right after the credits. As we said before the credits, we're on the campus of Westchester High School in the community of Westchester. The campus you're looking at opened on this site in 1957 and has been in continuous operations ever since. Notable alumni on this campus include actress Regina King, who can be seen in TNT's Southland, Nia Long, who was part of the cast of NBC's Third Watch, and former Los Angeles Laker Trevor Ariza. In 2011, a series of adjustments took place that took Westchester High and transformed it into Westchester Enriched Sciences Magnet School. The school houses 3 distinct learning disciplines on one campus: an aviation and aerospace magnet for gifted and high-ability students, an environmental and natural sciences magnet, and a health and sports medicine magnet program. I suppose this made Westchester the natural selection for the unveiling of something that will take education farther and deeper into the 21st century. We're gathered here in the school's library today to see the unveiling of a new online program called the Digital Living Project. Everyone here represents either education or business, and sometimes the two find themselves in conflict. But not today. The Digital Living Project is an interactive new media learning platform developed by Everfi Inc. It combines the power of instructional design, rich media, simulation, and gaming. The 4-hour curriculum is for students in the 8th and 9th grades. The program covers a wide range of topics including digital footprints, privacy, security, cyberbullying, and digital relationships. You'll hear more about the programs from the speakers shortly, but let's go to Westchester Principal Robert Canosa Carr and his opening remarks.
I'm thrilled that you've all come to join us for the Los Angeles launch of the Digital Living Project. It's appropriate that this launch is being held here because this school, like Everfi, is on the cutting edge of preparing today's young people for life in the 21st century. And now, so that you can learn more about this exciting project, I'd like to introduce you to the Chief Operating Officer of Everfi, Tammy Wincup.
She's here to speak on behalf of the company, but as a mother herself, she's also speaking from the point of view of someone with a vested interest in the success of this program.
The issue of digital literacy and responsibility, now often coined digital citizenship, is somewhat of a new issue. It is frankly, the scribbles on the bathroom walls and the notes that used to be passed in class have taken on a totally new meaning in a virtual and truly networked world where things go viral in a heartbeat. And the Digital Living Project, designed by my education technology organization, Everfi, and brought to Los Angeles through the truly generous support of the Entertainment Software Association and its members, is a 4-hour online learning experience that focuses on the nuts and bolts of how technology works, as well as the tricky and important topics of privacy and cyberbullying and the virtual nature of the internet. Our goal in this program across Los Angeles is to help students navigate the digital landscape in, frankly, a fun and interactive way, to bring 21st century learning and education technology and blended learning to the classrooms across LA and to community centers and community-based organizations that many of you today here represent. And so part of this conversation is how we bring technology into education in a robust way. And having through this program kids be able to experiment in the digital world in a fail-safe environment like the digital learning program, hopefully long before they experience tough issues around privacy and security, cyberbullying, or other things outside of that environment. But we believe that it's at Everfi that it's only half of the story, that the other half is ensuring that students understand technology, that they are energized by it, that they understand how to use it responsibly, and frankly that it opens up career paths that they never imagined before they had the opportunity to be a part of the program that ESA and LA Unified School District has brought to the city.
And Everfi's Tammy Wincup joins us for a few comments on the Digital Living Project. Now tell me, what inspired you guys to build this entire project?
We saw that students of the 21st century were grappling with new issues that we had not taught in school typically in the past, and we wanted to provide the opportunity for them to learn using the digital tools that they were already doing. And digital citizenship has become a huge topic. It's the classroom notes that used to be passed or scratches on the walls are now gone viral with the internet, and we are trying to ensure that students are responsible with their technology.
What's it like working with the Los Angeles Unified School District?
Well, LA Unified has been really great. We met with the superintendent last year, but it's a grassroots game. There are so many fabulous schools, and I think we're just trying to get the word out that this is available through the support of the Entertainment Software Association, and ensure that, school by school, we ensure that lots of middle school students are coming to school prepared as great digital citizens.
Now, I heard during the presentation, unless I heard it wrong, there's really no cost to implement this to schools. Is that true, or did I hear that wrong?
That's right. I mean, there is no cost to the city and to the schools and to the teachers. That has very generously been picked up by the Entertainment Software Association, who has given Everfi a grant to implement this in at least 30 schools and community-based organizations.
Now, why did you pick Westchester?
Westchester has been a great early adopter of the program. They started with us a couple months ago. They've used other Everfi learning platforms before, and I think that they are forward-looking in terms of how to integrate technology into their classrooms.
Now, let's take the businesswoman aspect out of it. Talk to me about how personally it hits you as a mom, because you are a mom.
I think part of it is always trying to stay up on what is happening in your children's lives, and I get great joy every day of being in the education technology field, because I actually get to communicate with my kids about what I'm seeing out there. And so suddenly, for a brief moment, I'm a hip mom, because I actually can relate to the technology that they're learning about in school. So it's personal.
Up next is Tom Folks, who is the ESA's Vice President for State Government Affairs in Washington, D.C. The Entertainment Software Association has been key to the funding of the Digital Living Project. Many of you know the ESA from its annual Electronic Entertainment Expo that comes to Los Angeles every year. Newswire LA and our Jamie Wright had the pleasure of being dazzled at last year's event. The event alone brings so many needed dollars to the local economy. There was some question as to whether or not the event would be back due to the proposed construction of Farmers Field. Let's go to Tom Folks at the podium.
The Entertainment Software Association, if you're not aware, or ESA, we're the National Trade Association exclusively dedicated to serving the business and public affairs needs of companies that publish computer and video games. For game consoles, personal computers, mobile devices, the internet. I think a few of you here might be familiar with our local member companies and their products: Disney, Konami, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Square Enix, Warner Brothers Interactive, and Sony, just to name a few here in the area. But the computer and video game industry that we represent has a particularly strong relationship with the state of California and Los Angeles. The entertainment software industry is the quintessential Californian industry. We're providing a bridge between the entertainment capital of Hollywood and the high-tech capital of Silicon Valley. And Los Angeles is home to our E3 Expo. Some of you may be aware around June, and we'll be back here then. But last June, we brought about 45,000 members of the industry here to Los Angeles and generated about $40 million in revenue for the city. So we're excited, and we are, plan to be here at the Staples Center at the Convention Center for the next 3 years. So we're excited about that. And it does pain for me to say that I sat where some of these students sit today almost 20 years ago. It's making me feel very, very old. But 20 years ago, so 20 years ago, there was no internet. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have a cell phone. I had a monochrome computer monitor, if anyone remembers that. I think it was orange. I had it at home. I had green at school. They were terrible. And I had to deal with just the original Mario Brothers. Nothing super, nothing, just original, just Mario Brothers. And but the teens of today, they face new barriers that we didn't. 20, 10, 5 years ago, students today often have access to the tools necessary to succeed: computers, the internet, smartphones. But do they know how to leverage that technology in a responsible and safe way? Do teens know how to use the technology to pursue great careers? For many students, this knowledge is the new digital divide. But programs like the Digital Living Project, we can energize students about technology, teach them to use it responsibly, and we don't have to scare them to do that, to educate them in that way. Technology can and should play an important role in education, especially with today's students that are already digital natives. And if we're going to ask our schools and teachers to focus on the topic of digital citizenship, we need to provide them with innovative tools to do so, reaching all kids at scale. ESA is committing to doing just this. The Digital Living Project, a partnership with the leading educational company Everfi, is a great example of how we can come together and achieve that mission. ESA has committed to extending this proven program to at least 30 schools and community-based organizations in LA, and we hope to extend it even further to enroll all LA students, to ensure that all LA students have access to this innovation. In just the first semester, we have already reached over 1,300 students in 20 schools.
Joining us for some quality time is the ESA's Tom Folks. Talk about the effort the industry is making to make its inroads into education. And like we were saying off camera, the industry has been somewhat vilified with all of the violent video games which are out there. Is this your effort to show another side of the gaming industry?
Well, I think this is an effort to help students and parents have a better understanding of what's important about being on the internet and being safe and private, and making sure that your information is used in a way that you find appropriate. But as far as your first question about vilification of the industry, what we just want to change, what we're talking about here is the perception, changing the perception of the industry. I think if people, I talk to people all around the country about video games, and I find personally that people under 40 have a completely different view of video games because they grew up with them. They understand them. They're part of their life. It's not something that they're surprised by or don't understand. It's just what it is, and so we want to make people understand that we're more than just one type of video game or one genre of video games. It's broad based. In video games, there's a lot of positive aspects to video games as far as education, as we see here with the ESA Digital Living Project, is that games innately can help teach children valuable lessons. So,
I heard you say earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of this has been in development for over a year.
Well, Everfi is the company that administrates it, and we're supporting them in this effort here in the Los Angeles Unified School District. But the program itself, created by Everfi, is teaching kids valuable online skills, digital citizenship as we're calling it. But it's about privacy, it's about using cell phones, it's about computers, it's about all the things that we kind of take for granted that people just know or understand. We're putting it into a curriculum where kids learn it, and we do it in such a way that they have to master different skills before they can move to the next level. And that's much like when you play a video game. You have to master certain skills, or you're taught in certain ways to do things, and then you use them to go to the next level. And that's what we're teaching kids. We're taking kids to the next level. Their online relationship, we're taking that to the next level.
You're kind of actually troubleshooting and taking all the problems we've seen with Facebook, with video games, and saying, here's how we address them, here's how you use them. And you're making it interactive, I assume, for kids and the adults as well. At least that's what I heard during the presentation.
Certainly. Well, interactive is the key here, because it helps in the learning, and it helps it be sticky. It helps people remember it and understand it and comprehend the things that we're trying to teach. So that's exactly the interactive part is key there.
And we were joking off camera about how schooling has changed so much. I'm 42. I think we're about the same age. When we came in and we were talking about this, there were dot matrix printers and green screens or orange screens.
Yeah, absolutely.
How has that evolution changed the way we educate and the way we school today, as opposed to when you and I were sitting behind the desk?
I think the challenge there is that education hasn't. I think that education is struggling to take that next step. I think that you hear a lot of people that when they talk about school reform are saying that we're teaching 21st century students with 20th century curriculum. The world is changing so fast, and we shouldn't be afraid of technology and innovation. We should embrace it and use it in the correct ways. And that's what we're doing through this program here. Is we're really teaching students to be responsible with that technology. And that's our hope, and that's our reason for supporting this type of program.
And that's the end of part 1. Please go to segment 2. Stay tuned for more news on this Westlake Signal station.